Hello, hello, hello.
We hear you now. Can you hear us okay now?
Yes, I do. Hello, hello, Japan. Nice to be here.
So thanks for joining us, and let's talk about your wonderful film, Shielded. We talked a little bit about how you came across this wonderful cast. So we want to start there. この作品、特に姉妹の2人は最高だったんですよね。若くてあんな演技を出してくれたのはやっぱり監督の腕だったと思うんですけど、どういうふうにその2人を見つけたのか、ちょっと聞いてみたいと思います。So tell us a little bit about how you found the two young actresses, Femke de Buys and Nola Kemper.
Yeah, well, it was a long process. We did a casting, like a traditional audition for both of the girls.
まずはもう普通にオーディションでいろいろ見てみたんですけど、その2人の役者ともにオーディションで見つけたんですよね。Okay?
And for especially the young girl, it was a really long search. I think we had over 30 actresses, like young girls auditioning for that role. But when I found Femke, I immediately knew that she had it in her.
で特に妹の方フェンケ・ディブイスっていう、方なんですけど特に苦労したんですよね。で30人以上オーディションをしてフェンケが入った瞬間に見つけたっていう形だったと思います。Tell us, you wrote the script for this as well. How did you come up with this idea for the story?
Well, I think most of you will agree that this movie is definitely a product of this time, which means I drew inspiration from the COVID crisis.
でまずやっぱりこのストーリーに対してヤンさんがこの脚本も書いたんですけど、ストーリーのアイディアはやっぱり世界皆さんの共通、このコロナの時代から生まれてきたこういうシチュエーションが浮かんできて脚本を書いたんですよね。How long was the whole process? You got the idea to write this movie, and then you got the funding maybe to start making it. The whole process from writing it to the end of shoot and then edit, how long was the whole process?
It wasn't that long. I think well, actually, it was we got funding, and then like 3 months or 4 months later, we shot it already. We shot it in 4 days in Holland, so that went pretty quickly. But after that, the whole post-production process took quite a long time because, we didn't have a lot of money, so we needed to plan all the edit and the sound post-production in between jobs that were paying better for those guys. And it finally the movie was finished, I think, 8 months after we got the funding.
I see. でまず予算を手に入れて、で3ヶ月ぐらい経ってから撮影に入った。撮影は4日間。そしてその後からが大変だったんですよね。ポストプロダクションで編集、音楽つけたりマスタリングしたりで、それはスタッフみんなが仕事しながらしなきゃダメだったんですよね。やっぱり予算がそんなになかったので、それが8ヶ月かかったんですよ。で短編映画、特にアニメーションとかよくある話で、撮影は2日3日、この場合は4日だったんですけど、ポストで8ヶ月をかけたんですよね。Also, I was really struck by the location. Whose house was this? Was this your house or the producers? Or
I wish it was my house. It's quite a beautiful place.
Yes.
But no, we found it with a location scout. We were lucky that the owners of this house, they were extremely friendly and very open for welcoming us, the whole crew, to be there for 4 days in the midst of a Corona lockdown. So we were there in that house with the whole crew for 4 days in our own bubble, you know. So it was pretty great, but it was actually just it was an old mayor's house from the area there, and they put it up for rent for a film location.
Wow, that's great. So I guess you were meant to shoot it there and it worked out great. で、実はこのロケーション、舞台になった家なんですが、自分の家ですかって聞いたら、いや、こんないい家に住めたらいいなって言ってたんですけど、実はこれはもう普通にロケハンで見つけた家なんですよね。で、オーナーがすごくもう優しいいい人で協力的で、4日間もう本当にそれこそコロナだったので、もうバブルみたいな感じで、もうスタッフ、キャスト、みんなそこで4日間かけて撮影できたっていう話なんですよね。I also saw that perhaps you got some of the funding from the Netherlands Film Fund. So that's really a help for young filmmakers and filmmakers trying to look for a budget to make a film, isn't it?
Yeah, we are super lucky to have a film fund here in Holland, which you know, there are like 100 filmmakers who want to make a movie, and there's only a tiny bit of budget available. So every time if you have an idea for a movie, you have to go there and you have to get lucky that they really like it too, and they think the quality is good, and then you get some money to make it. So it's for if you're starting out in your career as a director, or even if you already made some feature films, and basically every artistic movie made in Holland gets funded for like a lot of the percentage of the total budget by the Dutch Film Fund. So yeah, it's really great to have that here.
That's great. で、この予算なんですが、国が援助をしているネザーランドフィルムファンドっていう組織があるんですけど、やっぱりそれがなかったらできなかったっていうことを言ってたんですよね。フィルムメーカーはもう本当に、特に若いフィルムメーカーはなかなか予算を手に入れるのが一番難しいことで、これはもちろん日本でもアメリカもどこでもそうなんですけど、このフィルムファンドのおかげで、もう例えば長編作ってても、その一部はもう大体必ずこの国がサポートするフィルムファンドから予算を手に入れてるみたいな感じなんですよね。Well, here in Japan, I'm sure you have some wonderful new fans here for your film Shielded. What do you have in the works? Have you written something new, or are you working on an idea? Have you started working on something new?
Yes, I have. I'm working on 2 feature films right now, but it's very early stage actually, so it's not in production yet. But there's one. It's like a psychological horror film about a couple getting pregnant. That one's in the making. We hope we can get funding for that within a couple of months. And then there's another project that I'm writing myself, like a feature film. Hopefully someday it'll get funded, but for now it's just writing the screenplay first.
Excellent. で、ちょっと今後の話を聞いたんですが、今、長編2作、始めてる感じなんですけど、一つは、ちょっとサイコホラー的な、ストーリーで、それはもう結構ね、スタートの時期に迫ってきてるんですよね。で、もう一つも脚本を書き始めてるので、これからはちょっと2作の長編の方にチャレンジするみたいです。で、Yan, if you will please do us a favor and try to make a nice within 25-minute cut so you can submit it to us, okay?
Yeah, well, I will do my best.
Okay, thanks. その中で絶対25分以内の編集バージョンも我々に出品してくださいってお願いしました。はい、っていう感じで、ヤン・ベルジックさん、オランダとつなげてシールドの話をしました。Jan, so thank you so much for hooking up with us. It was great to talk to you and introduce you to your new fans here in Japan. Give a final shout out and then we'll say goodbye. Go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, and hope you enjoyed the movie. Thank you very much, Japan.
見ていただいてありがとうございました。 Thanks, Yan, and we'll look forward to more good stuff from you. Thank you very much.